breaking emergency and tragic news. We are seeing over 150,000 cattle could be dead from this situation that is going on in Texas. We are seeing multiple counties completely engulfed from this fire in North Texas, and we are seeing entire towns wiped off the face of the earth right now. Hundreds and hundreds of homes, bare minimum, have been destroyed and burned. People are saying that they're shocked to come back to their properties, and people were saying they were shaking to see their home and to come back, and they're devastated. They did not expect this at all. They did not expect this. They had moments to run out of their home, grab whatever they could, and they were saying they have regrets not being able to get the things they want out of their home, right? That's what's happening in Texas right now. Entire towns are gone, and entire ranches and farms are gone as well. And these farms and ranchers, they might not ever recover. They might not ever come back. These could have been generational farms, generational ranches, and they might not be able to come back from this major loss that we are seeing here. They could have lost their entire herd of cattle and their entire farm as well. This is what's happening in Texas right now. Major tragedy, and it's devastating, right? This is turning out to be the second largest fire in U.S. history and the largest in Texas state history on record, right? It has burned over 1 million acres in Texas alone, and it is moving into Oklahoma and has burned over 31,000 acres in Oklahoma, right? That was yesterday, and it's probably burned 100,000 more in Oklahoma, right? That is the Smokehouse Creek fire. It is encompassing fully 3 different counties in Texas, all right? And really quick, guys, hit it up for me down there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting these videos every single day for you guys, keeping you updated on this big breaking news. All right, so here are the 3 counties that are being affected. Hemp Hill County in Texas. All right, they are under a complete fire. Essentially, the entire county is covered right now. Look at this fire map here. It is covering Hemp Hill County, Texas, Roberts County, Texas, and Hutchinson County, Texas are pretty much completely engulfed in flames right now, right? This is an active live situation, burning over 1 million acres and 1,700 square miles large, right? Very serious, right outside of Amarillo, Texas, right on the panhandle near Oklahoma. But you can see here, there are 136,336 cattle and calves in Hemp Hill County, and that entire county is completely engulfed in flames right now. 136,000 cattle gone in this county potentially, right? In Roberts County, 20,510 cattle and calves in Roberts County, Texas, completely engulfed in flames. And also Hutchinson County, Texas, 19,695 cattle and calves are in Hutchinson County that are being threatened by this fire. All right, so we could see over 150,000, that's around 175,000 cattle right there. We could see 150,000 cattle easily gone from this. All right, check out this video of these cows running actively from this fire. Very serious, very serious. So we could see major problems at the beef and cattle supply chain, and we could see prices rise as well. And this is wiping out entire towns as well. All right, Fritch, Texas has been hit hardest by this. There are lots of small towns that have been hit by this as well. But Fritch, Texas has about 20,000 people in Hutchinson County, and they have had hundreds and hundreds of homes have been burnt to the ground in Fritch, Texas. That's what the emergency management coordinator has announced, right? They're saying multiple structures have been destroyed in the city as well, and they are saying that there are mass power outages and mass gas outages, and they're saying, quote, most infrastructure for power should be likely back on tomorrow. All right, so they're saying that they're trying to rebuild the infrastructure and the cables to get it back on tomorrow for people, but there's also major gas outages as well, because they probably had to turn off these pipelines during this fire so they didn't explode, right? And people's homes are being devastated, wiped out. People are going back to nothing. They're showing up. They're saying that they are showing up to their home and they are shaking, right? That's what I was reading people saying, because they were so shocked that their home was gone, that they lived in. It was there, and very suddenly, within 24, 48 hours, you're being told this fire is out of control, it's massive, and your home that you lived in your entire life is gone. Right, so very devastating for these local communities. This fire has also made its way to Oklahoma, and we are seeing multiple homes burn there in multiple different counties as well. Multiple homes burn in Beaver County, Roger Mills County, and Ellis County inside Oklahoma. So this is spreading. This is very dangerous. This could spread into Kansas as well. And this smoke is going to be blowing east. Right, the wind is blowing east right now. It's blowing up into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee. All right, that area is going to have a ton of wildfire smoke. If this is a wildfire, supposedly this broke out extremely fast, and it's very suspicious what's going on and the targeting of it. Hundreds of thousands of cattle are being affected by this. So make sure you guys are getting prepared and getting ready. Make sure you know your evacuation route for your area. If there's a fire, where would you evacuate? Where would you go? Where are the roads near you, and could you get out? Right? If it's coming from any different direction, make sure you have an evacuation route. Make sure you have a little bug out bag to leave, and maybe think about a few valuable things that you would bring in a situation like this. And especially your animals, your pets, you need to make accommodations for things like that. And maybe even your farm animals, putting them in cages, putting them in trailers, things like that, to get them out of there and get them to safety. All right, because this is a major hit to our food supply, and this could happen anywhere. These fires could pop up anywhere. We've seen Maui, we've seen Lahaina, we've seen how suspicious these fires can be and how fast they can grow. This is dangerous, extremely dangerous how this just popped up within 72 hours. Tired of weak and boring writers.
So yeah,
This new incredible fire torch
with all that,
This new incredible
yeah, we want to give, you know, with all that, we want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the elders in Connecticut, the brothers in the Four Winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. And now we're going to get into that, right?
Yep.
So, you know, as you can see, and then the main thing that stuck out to me is the guy was speaking about how suspicious it was. I mean, you're talking about 3 different counties in Texas, but also 3 different counties in Oklahoma, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Well, you know,
and those places are far apart from each other. Like, you're talking thousands and thousands of miles. Like, Oklahoma is pretty close to Texas, but you're still talking a pretty good distance. When they break out, a fire goes maybe, you know, a certain amount of time for somebody to put it out, or somebody sees it before they get called in. You're not going to see a fire cross into 3 different counties into another state. When have you ever heard of that?
Well, Texas and Oklahoma, I think the part where like I was reading about it, the part where the fire started is right next. It's on the border of Texas and Oklahoma. So yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, But I wouldn't be surprised, man, if this if Esau,
Yeah.
set this up on purpose. I'm pretty sure because
Well, that's what he was saying, because you're still talking three different counties. I mean, because even if it is the border of Texas and Oklahoma, okay, it's the border. Okay, maybe went a little bit on this side, a little bit on this side, but you're talking three more counties this way, or two more counties this way, two more counties this way, and you're talking about a great massive part of land. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Before actually putting out the fires, and then what he was saying, because we know that those laser beams came down from heaven, all right, Esau's heaven, right? Because he's the prince of the air. He shot them laser beams down over there in Hawaii. We know that there was the laser beams because it would basically burn everything except for if it was blue. It burned everything but what was blue, and they even showed you that in the Simpsons.
Yeah, those energy weapons.
Yeah, the high energy weapons. Yeah,
yeah.
So it is very suspicious. So, but at the same time, all these things are of the Most High, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I got a precept.
I want to start out with this one, please, if I can,
Yeah,
Baba Kusha, because ultimately, it's really the Most High that's doing this, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? This is no, it's let's see. It's like stupid damn thing. Salakia. What's that? Yeah. Oh, Salakia. I was on the wrong one. Salakia. I thought it was 51, 52, but it's 51. Salakia. Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, right? Behold, I will raise up against Babylon, right? Which is dealing with America, right? Let's see if you can pull that down right there. That blind thing.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if that's what it is, because that thing I gotta.
No, there you go. This.
Oh, the other one too, the other part too. Oh, man, that's what it is. It's a lot. I see.
Too light.
Yeah, too much light.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Looks, yeah, it's a little bit better. Salakia, yeah. Yeah. It's still a little bit too much light. Sorry. It's not. It's a little bit better. Yeah, so, Salakia. It says, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, which is what? America, right? Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon, which is America, right? Because they do all the customs of Babylon, right? They do all the soothsaying, all the different things. They basically they use
Sorcery.
the sorcery, the sorcery, but they use the mechanism of how they enforce their way of how they had us captive, right? Because it was a certain way that the Babylonians had us captive. Because they had us captives, but then they were setting up certain people. They would put them at a certain height. So then you didn't always think that, that's why they'll set up a Michael Jordan, or they'll put a so-called person in, as a senator or this and that. You know what I mean? And then even I think the Medo Persians was like that too, because they made Daniel a president, right? So they show you certain things so you could think, oh well, one day I could be this, but really you're in your captivity, man. You know what I mean? It's a way of making you think you're free when you're not free. You're in the land of your captivity, right? And against them that dwell in the midst thereof, right? And that's you. You're dwelling in the midst, and you're having a Babylonian mindset, right? It says in the midst thereof that raise up against me. So really, your Babylonian mindset is against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. A destroying wind, right? Hey, so what happened? What did the dude say? He said it lit the fire, and there's a really, really great wind that's flying through there, that's going through there. So it's pushing that fire onto the other county, and then I like the way he was doing it, because he didn't want to just come on and say that it was the government and it was the laser beams that were shot from heaven. He just said it's suspicious because we know what happened in Hawaii, and it seemed wink, wink, hint, hint that it would have to most likely be the same thing, right? Right. it's just like, because he we didn't get a chance to see the rest of the video, because he kind of goes into it saying that when you start fires or things, they only go a few 100 feet or maybe 1,000 feet, but you're talking, this is 4,000, 3,000 feet, 5,000 feet. You're talking lots and lots of. So you mean the fire spread all the way without nobody at least doing like a like a, what they call fight fire with fire. What you would do is you would burn the other side so it has nothing else to catch to, right? So nobody thought of that. Nobody put it. But they say it happened so quick, man. That wind, that all destroying wind, which is really the Most High, man, right? Through his only begotten Son, right? Who the angels bow down to. By the way, man, the angels praise Yahweh Shai, man, and so do we, man. So it says, and I will send unto Babylon, which this is where we're at. It's where you living at, America, Babylon the Great, fanners. The Lord said He's going to send fanners. So what's that whole little thing? And there's people being destroyed. He said their whole world is destroyed. The cattle, everything. So He said that this is going to increase the amount that you will most likely have to purchase in the markets as far as cattle, right? Yep. Right? It's going to change your whole way of living, right? It says, and the Lord will send for fanners, right? Which really technically the angels. The angels are putting it in the minds of men, whether it's Esau or it's Jake or whoever mind that the Lord put it in to start a fire or do all these different things, whether they shot down a laser beam or not. It's all for the Most High's purpose, because this is all a nomen omen of the end of Esau, end of Babylon the Great, right? Because they're supposed to have that the eclipse that's going to come through America, that's going to put a big X through America, yep. Which is symbolizing what? That this is the end. It's going to get cut off. This is the end of your world as you know it, right? So it says, hey, yeah, that shall fan her and shall empty her land. So what happened, man? The land got empty, right? It was full of life. It had buildings, cattle, livestock, things running around, birds chirping, everything, and then boom! Hey, the Lord said that He was going to come like as a thief in the night, man. Because everybody's just waiting for the actual day, when the second coming. He's going to come like... No, the Lord comes as a thief in various different ways, man. A fire like that is a thief in the night, man. You know what I'm saying? The people who got caught up in that and dropped dead from the fire, that was the Lord coming upon their life as a thief in the night, man. Yeah. Boom. Sudden destruction, man. Yeah.
I got a precept on that as well.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 29:6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, mm-hmm. and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire."
Let's speak on that.
Yep. All right. Yep. So that's one of the spirits that's created for vengeance. All right. Fire and hail and famine and death. All right. All these things were created for vengeance. It says that in Sirach 39:28. So even though. Yep. So. And so even though Esau may have been the one that set that up, All right, it's of the Lord's doing. All right, the people that got caught up in that, all right, that's part of their judgment. All right, Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. All right, it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sword strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Right, sword strokes. Hey,
Yep.
and what did the guy said? He said the people came. They're like they were faint almost when they seen their whole life fly. And they were like they were faint. They were like about to pass out. It was their whole life. They put their whole energy in it. Especially when you deal with farmers, like it really is their whole life. Like they wake up early morning, go out on the farm. Their whole end of the day, their whole day is to go to sleep and to perform back again at the farm, right where they live at, everything. So they put their whole heart, their soul, and to see that all, that's like somebody just killed, like they took their soul from them.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it said 150,000 cattle were destroyed from that fire, and that's going to create major famines. As he said, it's going to raise the price of beef, all right, which is really going to begin the beginning of famine, because that's what they're trying to do, is destroy the food source. Esau, that's one of his tools. He creates chaos, and then he comes back and he tries to bring order out of that chaos. He creates the problem, then brings a solution. Right. It's one of his tools. But it says Sirach 38. It's like it's Sirach 39 and 29. It says fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. All right, teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. All right.
Would you read hell? And then after he read hell, famine, what was it?
And death.
And what?
All these were created for vengeance.
And all these were created for vengeance. Right. So hell is not a place that you burn in forever, right? IUIC.
Well,
hell.
Right here, it's spelled HAILE. So it's talking about like hell from like snow.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about hell. Yeah, hell that comes down, but hell is a condition. So what I was going to say, hell is a condition that you put on there going through hell, right? And that could be hell too when you speak of that coming down from heaven. What is that laser beam then? Right. That laser beam will be considered like hell. It came down and burnt up everything. That's hell. Destroyed everything. Right? Destroyed it all. Yep. Right? Because when the Lord said it was raining hell and brimstone, was it actually hell? No, it was actually fire that came down from heaven. So this is Esau's way of having that fire that came down from heaven, right? Matter of fact, what is that?
Lying wonders.
Yeah, it's 13.
That's one of
Revelation 13
chapter. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is really going into how they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They were able to make fire come down from heaven.
But it actually goes into this too, because now that they got this, it goes into this too now, because this is the advancement of their technology, right?
Yeah, because now they can like you said, they got a laser up in the skies. They can set fires without even having to be there physically to do it. It's all part of their technology. And Esau his blessing was the sword. All right, the sword represents a killing instrument, an instrument of death. So that's their blessing, that's their power. They have all kind of technology. That's how they overtook the world. Right.
Yeah, through the sword, Kwayan. Yep. Yeah, that's their weapon. Says Revelation chapter 13 verse 14, and deceive them that dwell upon the earth by the means, right? And they deceived you, right? They deceived you to think that they're the Jewish people. They deceived you to take in the Babylonian ideology that, hey, they're American, they got their colleges, and you have to obey by and get you a college degree, and then you got to follow the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, in order to mean that you're somebody in society, man. You gotta join their military, right? You gotta do the things that they say do in order to be a part of society, man. Right. So to speak, right? If you understand, if you kind of understand what I'm saying, hopefully that was edifying, because that's what it is, man. They deceived you to think that they were the Greeks, that they were the Romans, right? Because those were Japhetic lands. That was Japhet. That's the people you call Hawaiian or or Aborigines. That was their original title that they had on them, right? And then they conquered and took over the world, the known world at that time, as the Greeks, as the Romans. And so to this day, we're calling them Greek and we're calling them Roman, right? When you speak of a Roman, you think of a Edomite, right? You don't think of the Hawaiians, right? So those are deceitful things. They conquered Europe, took it from Jake, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, because we ruled it for 1,000 years over there in Europe. They conquered it and had you deceived that now when you think of European, you think of an Edomite. You think of a self-proclaimed so-called white man. See, they deceived the whole world, man. Right? Through the Vatican, they have all these secrets that show you that the saints or the Israelites are so-called black people or many shades of brown, man. Right? Just like Putin, he did that interview and had live, and he showed the Israelites. He had all the saints, right? Which would go into that what's it called? The black Russian icons.
Black Madonna.
The Black Madonna, but you got the black Russian icons in Russia, where they still show that there are many shades of brown. That the Israelites were many shades of brown. So how did you come up with the people who's all so-called white over there in Israel? And then the people that they say is so-called black, and that they're Israel, they're from a whole different lineage. They come. How can an Ethiopian be an Israelite? They come from this. Ethiopia is a seed of Ham. So these are the things that they deceived you. Right now, someone will argue you down and tell you that an Ethiopian is an Israelite, man.
Right. Well, Israelites scattered among them, but
it's Israelites, but the
actual
Ethiopian is come from Ham.
Right.
So you would have to, like the Apostle Tahar said, you have to. Apostle Tahar said it. You have to justify what you're saying. Okay, you said that. Okay, but now justify. Make sure that it makes sense.
Yeah.
So you gotta justify what you're saying. So yeah, there's Israel scattered around everywhere. So there's Israelites under China, under all these different places. But at the end of the day, you can't be from Moab and be an Israelite unless you're an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So you can look like them, but your bloodline would still go back to Israel, right? You could think yourself as one of them, but as you hear the scriptures and the word and understanding, and if the Holy Spirit is dealing with you, you're gonna convert and be healed, right? You're gonna come back to your nationality. You're not gonna be amongst them, because what you already know, the people that's amongst them, they're always trying to kill them. So that's how you know the difference between them and them, because the spirits they're gonna clash.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. You see that play out worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah. Where Jake's is at.
And over in Asia, in Eastern Asia, the Chinese and the Japanese, they look down upon the Filipinos and the Vietnamese, because a lot of them are Israelites.
Right, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
And in East India, they look down upon the Punjabi people.
Right,
a lot of the Punjabi people are Israelites.
Right.
So that same story of Jake, all right, being pretty much oppressed by the other nations plays out worldwide.
Right, because it's a spirit.
Because it's spiritual.
It's spiritual. Everything is spiritual. And see, people don't look at it like that. They go into a carnal thing. They just think it's all what you call them. But let's say, but basically what the brother's saying, that's how you're deceived. Because now they're Punjabi, or they're this name, and you're living in America where they don't teach you a jack, nothing in America. Right. So what's a Punjabi? You don't know. You just think it's some stuff that's going on over there, you know. But it's deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? And what miracles do they have, man? They got, of course, they got the satellites, they got the different you know, the cell phone. It's a miracle, right? Yeah. You know, you got all these different ways that their so-called science has different ways of being able to do this and do that. So they got these certain miracles, and then the next miracle is to trick everyone to get the mark of the beast, right? So they're gonna be able to put it in you, and now your arm works. Now you can read. Now you can see.
And well, in that previous verse in 13, one of the miracles it speaks of, it says Revelation 13:13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven, on the earth in the sight of men. All right, and once again, that's because that's something that was unprecedented. Like, if you think
Right,
about
right.
ancient battles and wars, as I said before, it's fought with swords and confusion, and garments rolled in blood. But he actually had fire come down in the form of atomic bombs,
Right.
and destroy and decimate whole cities. So when he did that, that put fear in all the other nations. They were afraid of Esau, and that's the reason why he's been able to
Right.
dominate the whole world.
Right, which
in the way
that's
that he
actually
has
the
been.
part I was actually going to get to. That's the part I was going to get to, because we were talking about the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which is the Fat Boy and Little Man that they dropped on Japan, right?
Yep.
So that goes with that, but then it also goes into this new laser beam that they got. What is it called? The energy. How did they abbreviate it?
Some kind of energy weapon. I'm gonna look it up.
It's some defense. It's a energy weapon, right? But basically, it goes into a
It's a direct energy weapon.
direct energy weapon, right? And that's dealing with the high pressure. As a matter of fact, let me read that over. It says Revelation chapter 13, verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? By the way that they do that, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, right? Dealing with NATO, right? Canada, France, Spain, Portugal, all those people who had direct ties into slavery, man, into the transatlantic slave trade, right? Which they're all in cahoots. Which really, all these people are all in cahoots. All these, even Russia, right? They're all playing a game, right? Because it looks like they're fighting against each other, or they're really against each other, but Russia helped Israel get into the land of Israel, right? Russia helped when they were fighting against the Taliban. Russia was out there helping them. You know what I mean? So it looks like they're all fighting against each other. When the C-19 was out, Russia was giving the C-19 to all their citizens, right? So it looks like they're against each other. Matter of fact, even Iran, the Iranian princess died because she got the jabby, right? The Jabberwocky. She died.
Take that Capri Sun.
And yeah, man, she took the juice, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and died. You know what I mean? So and this things by the way, this is way that they deceived you, man. Right? And it says saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. Which going back to the Roman Empire, right? The Western Roman Empire, which is what do they call it? When they call it heathenistic, or what you would call pagan, the pagan Roman Empire, right? Which was the western side was the pagan Roman Empire on the western side, right? Because the eastern side of the Roman Empire, which was which was the Holy Roman Empire, right? So when the Western fell, the eastern side of Rome continued, which continued all the way into they Jake traveled up to Europe and was ruling in Europe, right? But go ahead. Let me finish on that other one.
Okay.
That Jeremiah, Salakia. And then you can go into your the other one that you had. Salakia, brother.
No, you did.
What was that? Okay. It says and I'm going to Jeremiah 51:2, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and empty her land, for in the day of trouble, right? In which you come into the day of what? Of Jacob's trouble.
Right.
In the day of trouble, and that's where we're at right now, because ultimately these devils is building up to Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, hitting the certain places where we would have food, You know, it's gonna affect the supply chain.
Yeah.
So they're setting up Jacob's trouble.
Right.
They shall be against her round about. Right. So it's talking about the enemies, but also they're enemy to their own self.
Yeah.
They're wounding their own economy. They're wounding their own people, and they're wounding their own chance of actually staying as rulers. Technically, you know, Satan got them so manipulated. Satan's telling them, "Hey, yeah, just do this, and you know what? You're gonna win against the Most High."
Right.
You know what I mean? He's deceiving them. You know.
Yep.
Right.
I'm actually about to.
Because ain't that with what was it, the guy, what's his name, that king, when what you call him, came and spoke to him, and he said, no, they put lion spirits in all your prophets.
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. It slips my mind right about now though.
Yeah, because that's basically what it is. Satan is a lying spirit to all your prophets, because you got your soothsayers and your so-called you know, your men of renown. You know, your oh, Slakia. I'm gonna go ahead and read this last verse. No, that's good. That's all. That was the point in that, because I just wanted to say, because the Lord setting forth fanners, man. Go ahead, Ike.
Okay, yep, I got a precept. All right, so as he was saying, pretty much Esau is fighting up against himself almost. All right, and pretty much this is going to lead to the end of his kingdom, and it's going to be the beginning of Jacob's trouble. All right, this is Mark chapter 3, all right, and verse 24. It says, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. It says, if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. All right, so pretty much, you know, America is at a place right now where, you know, they are fighting amongst themselves, and Esau is destroying his own kingdom, you know, because of his own wicked and evil desires. All right, as I said before, they're going to try to create chaos so that they can come in and bring in that microchip, but all right, it's not, their plans are not going to work. All right, their plans are just going to lead to the destruction of their own kingdom. All right, all the traps that they're trying to set for the people of the world, they're going to fall into those very same traps. All right. Actually, I'm gonna get that Mark 3 and 23 in the NLT. I think it goes into that. It says a kingdom that's divided by civil war cannot stand. All right, we have Mark 3 and 23 in the NLT. It says 24. It says a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. All right, so and that's what we're getting ready to come into. All right, we have.
But they're doing it to themselves.
They're doing it to themselves, yeah. But also, I mean, there's not only with this situation, you know, with this specific situation with the wildfires that's going on in Texas, but also you have the quote unquote border crisis. The country is completely divided on whether they should allow people in or whether they should close the borders up.
That's right.
Leave them open.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
So it's a lot going on, and it's all going to lead to that time of Jacob's trouble, the wars, the famines, the pestilences, all these things that we always go into.
Gun. Okay, yeah. You done? You got it?
Okay.
You got another one or no?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you already know. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is as we said, as I just said, you know, this is what it's going to lead to, Jacob's trouble. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." All right, so this is what we're seeing is the beginning of these evils. All right, 150,000 cattle just vaporized. All right, in the fires, man. That's gonna lead to, you know, a hike in prices, and then not only that, you got the BRICS nations that are getting ready to attack the American monetary system, the American dollar, and that's gonna also lead to inflation. Right, so I mean, this place is getting attacked on multiple fronts, man. All right, this place is getting attacked on multiple fronts, from within and from without. So there's no way that this place Babylon is gonna bounce back. Is gonna last for another 100 years, because these devils, they think that that's they think that, you know, if we talk about this, they say, oh no, this is stuff that's gonna happen a long time from now. No, man, the writing is on the wall. Even people who don't believe in the Bible, they can see that this place is falling, man. All right, it's circling the drain.
Yeah, so basically they're doing it to themselves too. Because the ones who really think that it's going to go on is the average everyday American citizen wanting it to continue. But the elite knows, because they're the one who's setting it up for it all to fall through the cracks, right? So to speak. Because even Trump, though the economy was better when Trump was in office, he was still talking about Operation Warp Speed, which is going to bring in the charagma, right? That's what Operation Warp Speed is about. Is bringing in the charagma, because what was his whole thing? They were locking them people up at the border. What was going to be the next solution? Which that's what he's still going to bring in. If he gets in office, he's bringing in, there's too many people. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know their intent. So everybody got to get got to get the digital tag, so we know who's who and what's what and where you're at. Yeah. That way we can, guess what? Get it. That way we'll rule you out. Are you doing anything wrong? Because their whole thing is, are you doing anything wrong? No? Well, what are you afraid of? If you're a law-abiding citizen, just get the digital tag, and it'll rule you out of everything. So don't worry about if you won't have to worry about us coming looking for you, right? In a way. But a lot of people are afraid, and they're going to do that. But basically, get back to what I was saying about those lying spirits. Is 1 Kings 22, and I'm gonna start at 21. And there came forth a spirit and stood before Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, and said, I will pursue him.
What scripture you reading, brother?
Persuade him, Slakia. I will persuade him. And Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will put a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thus shall persuade him and prevail, also go forth and do so. Right? And this is the Most High. He said, yeah, go ahead and let it happen. And see, these people do their soothsaying, and they get their marching orders from Satan himself, through the spiritual demon Satan. And then they play it out through earth, because they're the spiritual demon Satan. I mean, the spiritual, not demon like that, but he's spiritual Satan. They're his minions on earth, right? For the physical counterparts, right? Because he's set up for wickedness, which even though he still works for the Most High, so let's not get it twisted like he fought against the Most and he's doing his own thing. No, everything he's saying, he had to get permission from the Most High. Just like the angels here, he said, "Look, I'm gonna be a persuader to him, and I'm gonna be a lying spirit." And the Most High had to say, "Yeah, you're gonna do it, and it's gonna be the Most High had to get permission." So anything time Satan does anything towards you, that he had to get permission from the Most High to do it. Right? So Satan ain't fighting against the Most High. Before he do anything, he has to go to the Most High and get permission to do it. So it means, what that mean? That's a boss, right? That's his boss. He works for the Most High. So Satan ain't separating himself and doing his own thing, just like you ain't. All spirits are
under control.
Or under control through the Father of what? Spirits, man. The Most High is the Father of spirits.
I got a precept on that. Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
Oh, God, there you
go. So the Lord, he put that as he just read the example, he put the spirit of the lying prophet, all right, in the mouths of these false prophets, these Edomites, all right, and there's different churches. They're not really telling nobody what's really going on, man. They're not really telling anybody what's really going on. Also, as you said, that's the Edom is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. All right, that's what it's talked about in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. A man of sin being revealed whose workings are after Satan.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Yeah.
We'll get that.
Okay.
I'll get that. But let me finish this.
Okay, yeah. I'll go
it says, and therefore, behold, Yahweh had put it tells you, because it was saying that the angel, it said the angel was going to do it. He said, and, yeah, go forth and do it, and so do so. And then it says, and now therefore behold, Yahweh put a lying spirit in the mouth of all thy prophets. So it made it, hey, see, it was the angel said that the angel was going to do it. But then it tells you, no, Yahweh did it, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai put the lying spirit in all thy prophets, in all those prophets, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have spoken evil concerning thee. And so the Lord has spoken, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai spoke evil concerning America, right? So when that laser beam came down from heaven, right, it was really the Most High's doing, man. That was the evil that he spoke towards America, man. Going into the famine, the death, the pestilence, right?
Yep.
Did you got that? Or no?
Yeah, I got it. Yep.
Go ahead.
All right. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. All right. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And let's see. I'm going to start at... Okay. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed. All right. Revealed means he's already been here. All right. He's not... So he's been here working in the earth already. All right. But now he's being exposed for who he is. As it says in Jeremiah 49... All right, how are the things of Esau sought out? It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. All right, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not in the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. All right, so the Lord has he's deceived the people, all right, because they had pleasure in unrighteousness. All right, once again, they were taught that the teaching that the laws, the commandments of the Lord are done away with. You can do whatever you want to do. All right, so the Lord has allowed Esau to come into power and to speak these lies, and he's giving people strong delusion to believe these lies because he wants to destroy them.
Yeah, he said it's okay to remove the Bibles out of school. You don't have to respect God, right? Right? You don't have to respect you don't have to respect the land Sabbath. You don't have to respect putting house to house. You don't have to respect moving a man's basically a man's border. You're not supposed to move a man's landmark. So like it, you don't have to respect that. And then they basically teach it to your children, right? Because now the children, right? Because it tells you when you go into the but Leviticus 19, it says to give honor to the hoary head, right? And that's dealing with someone with gray hair, older person. So what's going on now in these days? Children don't respect their elders, man. So you don't gotta respect your elders. You don't gotta respect nothing. You could do what thy will, but do what thy will gets you put in prison, right? And then what Esau does is he has these private prisons and he makes money off that.
Yeah.
Why? It's the problem. Even in that, it's the problem, the reaction, and then the solution.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
So, and they got that for that. So they got a problem, reaction, solution for everything, even for this famine. So here it is. It says Revelation chapter 6, verse 5 says, and when he had opened the third seal, right? Because these are all signs, tokens that who the world English calls Jesus Christ is coming back for the second coming, man. Right? It says, and I heard the third beast saying, come and see. And I beheld, right, which means to look, pay attention, and lo, right, he was looking, a black horse, and he that sat upon it, it's like, and he that sat upon him had a pair of balance in his hands, right? And that's what's coming down, man. Because now, you're the weight, because when you go to the grocery store, they'll tell you the weight. It'll say the weight of your item, the grams, the weight of the item. So that's dealing with the balance, the weight of the food. And I heard a voice in the midst of the fourth beast say, a measure of wheat for a penny. See, so all your food, even right now, is being measured, but even furthermore, it's going to be measured, right? Because when the CV-19 hit and they had hard to so-called it hit the supply chain, guess what? You were paying, what is it, a gallon of ice cream, and you were only actually, you were paying the same price that you were getting a gallon of ice cream for like a quart or whatever. Basically, they cut the ice cream in half, but you were paying the gallon price for ice cream, and that's like for everything. They were making the all the containers smaller, just like you get the bag of chips. Now everybody understands the bag of chips, and it has nothing but air in it at the bottom, but the price ain't changed, right? You're still paying the Doritos price, but you're not getting the Doritos that you used to get, right? That's just for a small example, you know. And it says a measure of wheat for a penny, and a penny, that's a day's wages, man. When you go back into it, it's a denarius, and a denarius is a day's wages. So, you know, most people roughly makes maybe $100 a day, and some people make less than that. So I know my old job, I was making about $120 a day. Like, so if I went to work, I made like $120. So they're talking about you're gonna get a loaf of bread or just a meal, right. And your one meal, not enough to, not a like meals. Talking about one meal is gonna be like about $120 to buy a meal. That's to feed one person.
A whole day's worth of work.
Whole day's worth of work to feed one person, right?
Yep.
So it says, and that's dealing with that thing with the cattle. It's gonna affect the supply chain. Hyperinflation, right?
Yep.
And it says that in the third measure of barley, right, which barley goes into your bread, right? And for a penny, right? Because barley is your bread. Because when you go into Ezekiel, when the Lord told Ezekiel to make the bread, one of the things, the ingredients of the bread was barley, right? It says for a penny, right? So your meat, like I was saying, the cattle, the meat is going to be weighed out. It's going to be barely enough to feed one person, and you're going to spend like $100, maybe $120 to buy one meal, right? Which we're already seeing them prices go up now, man. I remember when I could spend $30 or $15 on two people, you know, to go out and eat. Now you go out to eat, you spend $15 just on you, right? You spend about $15 to $30 on yourself.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is insane. That's never been seen before ever. Like, it's crazy. Right. So the barley for a penny, and seed thus hurt not the oil and the wine. So right now there's a little bit of mirth left. You know, the oil is still there, a little bit of, you know, the wine is still there. You got people still kind of partying and BSing and doing certain little things, and this is that care. Matter of fact, let me get one more, and then you can jump into what you're going to do, because that just reminded me of something, because that's Slovakia. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 17, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, man? So who's going to deliver you in a time when Jacob's trouble really hit its heights, man, the highest heights? It says the beginning of sorrows, right? And that's where you're at right now. You're in the beginning, right? So there's a little bit of oil, there's a little bit of wine left. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, hurt not the wine, hurt not the oil. So there's a little bit of stuff kind of still going on. That's why the Lord said, what? It's the days. Can you get that? That Matthew's 20:24.
Yep.
He said, but the end is not yet. Right?
All right.
So that's what the Lord said.
All right, yep, Matthew chapter 24, all right, and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Hey, the end is not yet. So that's kind of what that is. It's hurt not the wine, hurt not the oil, hurt not the wine. Hey, the end is not yet. But we can see the signs. You see that what the Lord said, the tokens. Can you get that? I believe that's in Second Ezra 9. Is it 9? Second Ezra 9?
5, actually.
5, the tokens, yeah, 5, yeah, Second Ezra 5. Yeah, the tokens. So, but let me keep going. It says, it's the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. Wars what? Plural. Wars. Whether if it's what? Civil war, right? Oh, matter of fact, he said it in that. He says to be wars of what? Nations, kingdoms, right? So nations goes into what? Nationalities. So you're gonna have race wars, but then you got wars against kingdom. So kingdom against kingdom is what? A country against another country. So you got all these things going on, different type of wars, man. Right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep, I got that. 2 Ezra 5 and 1. It says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number.
Right, and that token, if you look up the word token means a sign.
Yep.
It's a sign or a symbol. It's to give you something to signify by, right? Yep. That's how you know there's something, or you give someone else a token. It's kind of like a remembrance. Cause say like I like this brother, and I go, hey, I do this for you. I'm gonna give you this token, and when it's my turn, and I need something from you, I'm gonna remind you that I gave you that token, and that token you're gonna see that you're gonna look at it and go, oh yeah, I owe that brother.
It tells you these things are coming.
Yeah. It's something because they kind of did that in that
remembrance.
No, the John Wick. Remember that he gave him that token, and he was like, look, hey man, I helped you in the time that you needed help, and now I need you to pay up. You know what I'm saying? But John, he didn't really want to, and John, he didn't want to pay up. But that's where you Jakes are at. You so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You are Israelites, and you're supposed to pay up to the Most High. So you want to do it to basically Satan and be in your mirth and be in all this nonsense. So you're gonna pay the other way. You're gonna pay with death by pain, right?
Yep.
So it says wars and the power shall stand in fear, right? So all these elites, they're fearing now. Why? Because the men of the Lord are standing upon their feet. We're out there prophesying, and they could see that that's a token. That's a token from the Most High that we're out there preaching, that we're putting up these digital epistles, man. This is a token that puts them in fear. So what are they doing now? The Lord's speeding up time through their fear, and their fear is using a goddamn high energy. What'd you call it? What is this?
Direct energy weapon.
Direct energy weapon to burn up lots and lots of land, to burn up your cattle, to push in the famine, man, faster. So it says the powers, right, which the powers of this earth, which is the Illuminati, the elite, right, stand in fear, the beginning of evils, right? Evil meaning what? A bad time. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Hey, and that's what you should be asking. Jake, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you should be saying, man, what should I do when these evils come? But really, what should you be doing before the evils come? You should be out. You should be
seeking the Lord.
You should be seeking the Lord. The Lord said that we're putting up we're putting spiritual money in high places where gold and rust will not be cankered or even robbed or stolen, man.
Building up our treasures in heaven.
Building our treasures in heaven, man. Right? Behold, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. Famine, pestilence, and tribulation and anguish are set as scourges for amendment, right? And that's for the token. That's like another way of saying a token too. Yeah. And the scourges for amendment. Amendment is saying, hey, look, I'm trying to get you to remind you to come back to me. That's what the Most High is saying, right? Scourges goes into punishment. He gave you slavery. Then after slavery, he gave you the things that happened during the Black Panthers time. Then he gave you the time of the gangs and stuff in the 90s. And you see that didn't work out for you. All the RICO cases and all the other things, and these people going to jail for years. Here you got 2000s, where it looked like the world was going to come to an end. 2001 and 2000, right, when they thought all the computer systems was going to shut down, but then nothing happened. Then you got the World Trade Center, and then now you got the CV-19, right? Those are scourges that the Lord happened to have for you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, to say, come back to Him, man.
Yeah, disease X.
Yeah, disease, all these different things.
Yep.
So it says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, neither be always mindful of the scourges. For, and this is the point I was trying to make, for it says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth. And see, that's what they're being used to.
Victuals, yeah.
The victuals was so good and so cheap upon earth, you're not being concerned. So now that the oil, what the Lord said, hurt not the oil or the wine, the victuals being cheap, you're not worried. You're not concerned about turning back to the Lord, right? And neither is Esau. Esau's not concerned about you turning back to the Lord. Why? Because he wants to destroy you. He's leading you down the path of destruction, man. Because he is the son of destruction, right? His perdition, which means he's going to be destroyed, right? Yep. When that what's it called? The eclipse come over and make that X. That's going to be another symbol that America's going to be taken out the way, man.
Yeah.
Right. So it says, but behold, victuals shall be so good and cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right. And that's what you're thinking, man. You think you're in good case, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So everything hit the fan out the blue.
Even then shall evils grow. Ooh. See, even then evils are going to grow. Even then evils shall grow upon the earth. Sword. Wait, he's going to go back into it. Sword, famine, and great confusion, man. And hey, and that's what you Jakes are in, man. We're in the valley. That's what Babylon means. Babylon in itself means confusion. So you're in a great place of confusion, which is going to throw on more confusion. So when you think what you were just saying, you said everything was coming in on all sides.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So when all these calamities are coming in on all sides, what? Yep. There's no time for you to even. It's going to be great confusion when fucking calamities. You go this, like it says, you're going to run this way and run into a lion.
Yeah.
Right, Amos? You're going to run into a lion. You're going to run this way, run into a bear. You're going to run this way and get bit in the hand by a snake, which that actually even symbolizes what? You getting that charagma in your hand, man.
Yep.
Right? You're going to get bit by the snake because what's going to happen? You're going to be in the famine. You're going to be hungry. And they're going to say, hey, look, I know you're hungry and you're tired.
Right.
Man, just come on over here. I got you.
Yep.
I got you, man. And then next you know, you're going to be walking around with a grievous sore coming out of your hand, having cancer in your hand because you got the charagma in your hand, your right hand, your left hand, your right butt cheek, your left butt cheek, like Apostle R always say. No matter where you get it, once you got it, you're done.
That's it.
Yep. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yep. I got a couple scriptures, and then I got to close out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already done. We made the point.
I'll read what you referenced, and I got to close out. But you referenced that that day of the Lord, Amos chapter 5. How the evil is gonna pop up out the blue, and what it's gonna be like. All right, this is Amos chapter 5, and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Right. And a lot of these Christians, can I speak on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these Christians, they desire the day of the Lord.
Right.
Even the elite, because they're really deceiving themselves by doing all this stuff. So they're really desiring the day of the Lord. They're thinking, hey, Satan, because Satan's lying to them. That's why I was speaking about the lying spirit.
Right.
Satan is speaking to them, saying, yeah, you just got to do this, increase things, make it go faster. Go be in CERN, Switzerland, and use the Hadron Collider, and then do all these things, and it's going to speed up time, and everything's going to, it's going to work for your benefit.
They think they're going to escape.
Yeah, you're going to be able to escape. And he's like, yeah, do it. And they're like, yeah, go do it. So they're all deceived, like, yeah, but it's going to all bring in the day of the Lord. And what end is it for you?
It's going to be destruction.
It's going to be destruction for you. It's not going to end well for you.
Right. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. All right, so you imagine you're running. That's what the day of the Lord is going to be like. Evil on every corner. All right, so you're running from a lion, all right, and you escape the lion, and the bear meets you, and then you find a house. You run into the house, and you're like, oh man, I made it. You finally you think you're resting, and then a snake pops up and bites you in the hand. All right, so that's pretty much what the day of the Lord is going to be like, and the time is coming very soon. All right, this is I'm gonna close out with this. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness and seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger." All right, that's the time that we're coming into, and that the video that he played at the beginning could very well be the kickoff. It could be a big part of it, that kickoff, because these evils are coming in and hitting on every side. The Lord he's giving us these tokens that this place is not going to recover. All right, because once again, you got the economy getting ready to crash. All right, hyperinflation. All right, this event right here is going to cause hyperinflation on the cost of food. All right, you got an invasion.
All these different nations.
All these different nations have already invaded.
China,
Russia.
You got people from places. I mean,
Syria.
You got people from places like, man, from crazy places. It doesn't even make sense. How are they coming up through Mexico?
Right.
You know what I mean? That means somebody came, went over there, and dropped them off there, and then they walked themselves all the way through up to America.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's literally the it's the doing of the Lord. Once again, these elites, they think that they're the ones that control, but the Lord got them in a trick bag, man. All right, so now's the time. If you're not right with the Lord, now's the time to start seeking the Lord, because once all this stuff hits, all right, that famine of the word, the actual famines, all right, the wars, the civil wars, race wars, class wars. That's it, man. After that, that's it. Ain't gonna be no mercy from that point on, man.
I just got one more.
Okay. Yep.
And then we can close out.
Yep.
Because I just want to get into that, because that's what the Lord basically was saying. It says, there it is. It says Isaiah chapter 47 verse 11, "Therefore shall evil come upon thee." Mm-hmm. Right? We're talking about these bad times, which is Jacob's trouble, right?
Yep.
Right? It's a bad time. It says, "Upon thee thus shall not know from whence it riseth."
Yep. It's gonna come upon you. You're not gonna even know where it's coming from, because it's gonna be coming from all sides. From within. All right, from within and from without, and from round about. So that's what it is, man. That's why you got to seek the Lord now, while he may be found.
"And mischief shall fall upon thee."
Yep. And that mischief, going to that confusion. All right, the confusion and all these evils that's gonna, because mischief kind of goes into deception as well. All right, they think that they're deceiving the people. All right, really, they got them. They're being deceived themselves.
Well, yeah, what you read that you said the deceiver and the deceived are his, right?
Yep.
Right. It says, "And thus shall not be able to put it off."
Right. Yep.
Right. Hey, man, you're not gonna be able to run from what you just read. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna flee from a lion and run into a bear. And after you run into that barrier, you're gonna flee into a house where you think it's safe, right? But only the place you can run into is the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Right.
But you had to already been building up that spiritual treasures to run into that house, right, to be safe. So you think you can run into this house, but guess what? You're gonna run into that house, which is gonna be the house of Esau, right?
Yep.
Because it tells you what is it in Revelations, it tells you about those that say that they are Jews but are what? The synagogue of Satan.
Right.
And synagogue goes into being a house, right? The chief house of Satan. So you're going to run into the synagogue of Satan and get bit into the hand, man.
Yep.
Right? You're going to get that charagma.
Yep.
So it says, what was I? Oh, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thus shall not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly. What was you saying? Hey, it's just gonna be coming from everywhere. It's gonna, the Lord says He's gonna come like a thief in the night, man.
Right.
Let's get that clear. It don't have to be the very last day when He come, which even that's gonna come. You're gonna be caught unawares, right? Because now you're gonna be running to and fro trying to save your life from all these calamities, and you're not even gonna be thinking about the second coming of the Lord. And then when everybody see that and when you hear that war cry. And the whole world's gonna stop. I'm talking about the whole world's gonna stop and look up and see this flying mountain, and you're gonna know it's the Lord. You're gonna know it's Yahweh Shai. Oh man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna know, man. Everybody's gonna fear and tremble, man. It says, and you won't be able to put it off. Desolation and shall come upon thee suddenly, which thus shall not know. Thus shall not know.
Yeah. Yep.
And now wherewith then what? Wherewith stand now with enchantments. So the Lord said, now stand with your enchantments. Everything you've been doing, Esau, because I think there's another scripture that says you've been doing it since your youth. So the Lord's saying, keep doing what you've been doing since your youth. You've been into the witchcraft and all this other stuff since your youth. Keep doing it, right? Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thus has labored from thy youth. Oh, there you go. What you labored in from your youth. I didn't know it was this verse, but there you go. That's the spirit though. Yep. It says, if so be thus shall be able to profit. See, now the Lord's mocking you. See, because you think you can mock the Most High, but the Lord said the Lord is not mocked. But the Lord's mocking you. So if it be, if so be thus may be able to profit. So He's saying, look, do all those things. So if it may be so that you're able to profit by this, if it so be, thus may it prevail. Mm-hmm. So He said, hey, look, go ahead and do it if you could profit from it, and if you prevail, right. You know what I'm saying? Which we know you're not going to prevail, because it says, thus are wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Mm-hmm. So really, this whole thing, them shooting down the laser beam, maybe allegedly, you're allegedly shooting down a laser beam, burning up Texas and Oklahoma, allegedly. Yeah. We don't know, right? Allegedly, you're doing that. Direct energy weapon. Maybe you're using it. Maybe you're not. We don't know. Maybe it's just like the guy said, just a fire. Just a fire spread from there to there to there. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Says you are weary. Thus art weary in the multitude of thy counsel. Let now thy what? Thy all astrologers, let your astrologers, yeah, I'm saying the wrong, astrologers and stargazers and monthly prognosticators stand and save thee. So now let all the things that you've been doing, let it stand and save you. from these things that shall come upon thee. Right? So the Lord already said what? Famine, death, pestilence, all these things. Let's see if it can help you, if it can prevent you from being destroyed. And seeing ultimately that's what they're trying to tell you now. Okay, well, even though it's coming upon us, let's use our science and let's make franken meat. Let's make the frankenfish. Right? Yeah. They want to make laboratory meat, laboratory fish. So they're gonna see if science can save them. So that's what they're doing. They say, oh, but Satan's tricking the Lord. The Lord is mocking these people, saying, use your science to come up with meat and food and these different things, because I'm going to destroy all this shit. I'm going to make it a famine, but then I'm going to even cause you to do it to yourself. But after you do it to yourself, I want you to use your science to basically make the frankenfish, make the franken meat, so you can sustain yourself. Yeah. Let's see if you're going to be profitable from that.
If you can deliver yourself.
If you can deliver yourself from this, right? But in being Esau, he's the son of perdition. He's all going to be destroyed. You're going to get the grievous sores and cancers from him. Yeah. So with all that, we want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Right? Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ababa Ball. Hey, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala.